Hello, and welcome to Arguing Ever After. I'm Luke, and this is my very powerful wife, Amber.
Hello.
Together, we are the Lord and Lady who lock horns,
The Count and Countess of Contention,
the Duke and Duchess of Disagreement,
and the King and Queen of Quarrels.
We have been together since Miss Cleo asked all of America, "Call me now!" We have argued about practically everything, and we're still together and happy.
In this entertainment-only podcast, we will bicker about all things, big and small, and the audience gets the final say on who the winner is.
We do not claim to be relationship experts by any means. We will debate lots of things, many of which are frequently submitted by our listeners. So if you have a topic you want us non-professionals to battle over before you try it at home, please send it to us at arguingeverafter@gmail.com.
Perhaps this completely unscientific method of letting the masses decide who is right will help settle your argument before you even have it.
And here we are at episode number 11.
11!
Oh, that makes me think of something super funny. I don't know if I'm the only person who found this rabbit hole on the internet, but I'm Scottish, I've said this before. I mean, I'm not like from Scotland, but I'm of Scottish lineage quite strongly.
You're a mutt, like I am.
Well, I did the DNA test, so 44% Scot.
Okay.
That's pretty strong.
That is.
Pretty strong. And my name directly from Scotland.
Right.
From the Highlands.
Agreed.
I'm a Highlander.
Okay.
And you made me a lord, as we said before.
I
So, just saying. Anyway, so this rabbit hole I found on the internet that pertains to our current episode and Scotland, if you want to get a good laugh, if you think accents are funny, there's a skit from who knows how long ago, I'm going to guess 10 years ago, where these two Scottish guys get into an elevator that's only activated by voice.
Oh, I saw. It was the most annoying skit ever.
It's
Oh, God.
funny.
Oh.
So the thing is it has an American accent, and it's like, please say the floor you would like to go to. And then the guys are like, 11. And the thing's like, I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. And it goes on like that basically for 5 minutes, and the guys get more and more angry and animated, and it is super hilarious. So most of the time when I hear the number 11, that comes into my head, and I want to scream 11 with the Scottish brogue.
Yeah.
And be the only person in the room who knows what's going on.
It's kind of... it's one of those things when someone finds a video really funny and they share it with the other person, especially in a couple, and you kind of give a little... That's what I did, and I think you were a little upset that I did not find it hilarious. It just kept going and going. It did. I think it was like a 10-minute video. I think you're right.
It's 11 minutes.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, I don't, but also for those who like it.
That would make it.
I like the timing. Yes.
It's not that long, though. It might feel that long. It's probably more like 3 or 4 minutes. You showed me a video today. The same thing happened. You were like, look at this. Look at this. OMG. And I was like, okay, that's a video. I don't get it.
It had two huskies with little shoes on their feet, and they were tapping, and I just found it hilarious.
They were shaking their groove thing.
They were.
And tapping their little feet with shoes on it.
No, I think it was an advertisement, but it doesn't matter.
For dog shoes?
Maybe. But, I don't know. It was sort of funny. It had me laughing for sure.
Every time I see dog shoes, I think, oh, how precious.
I mean, there are certainly dogs, and there's when the sidewalk is hot and things like that, you should protect their paws.
When the sidewalk is hot?
Too hot? Yeah. Could you imagine walking on what's like 100 degrees with your poor little pads?
I mean, it's like they have built-in shoes. They got a big leather, moccasin built right in. Isn't that fine?
I think that they can use protection just as well as humans. However, that is not at all what we're talking about today.
That's true.
I did want to take a moment, though.
Okay.
We have some welcoming of new audience members.
Oh, this is fun. This is one of my favorite things to do.
It is mine, too. And I don't want to get too far before we acknowledge...
Let's tell the people what's going on.
Acknowledge our next-door neighbor, Wisconsin.
Heyo, welcome, Wisconsin.
Welcome, Wisconsin. Took you a little bit to get here, and now I'm going to forget the other one. I'm really sorry. I want to say
They've come all the way from the land of cheese to the land of butter sculptures.
Right. And Ohio.
Ohio.
So that was really great. So those are our 2 new states. Now, this last time, we not only got 2 new states, but we got 2 new countries.
Pew, 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 pew.
Very exciting. And one country is like kind of a rising country in listening to podcasts. So it's like an important audience to break into. So I think our listener in this country, Australia.
Yeah, the Aussies are here.
You need to share more with your fellow Australians because we'd love to be in the land down under. You know,
That's from that song.
It is.
Oh man. Oh, and one of the fun things we've been doing is how do you say hello in this foreign language? So
in the foreign language of
I had to Google it because I wasn't sure. And I mean, I know hello is just hello, but also it told me that g'day, mate, is an appropriate greeting in Australia. So if you're the Australian and I just offended you, I'm not actually sorry. I think it's great. And good day to you.
Yes. And then the other country we picked up.
Yeah.
Also, like a whole, I don't know if they're
not quite a day away.
But they're almost a day away.
You know who's only a day away? Annie and Australia.
Okay. And that would be tomorrow.
Well, but Annie sang the song.
But
great song.
The other country, Japan.
Yes.
Super awesome.
It is super awesome. They're the land of many things wonderful that we have over here. Like sushi, which you hate.
I do.
But I don't hate it. And our daughter loves it. Ooh, and Kobe beef.
Yes.
Which is delicious and special.
It is special and delicious. And we have our own little knockoff.
They come from island cows.
Island cows.
Yeah.
Different than Highland cows.
That's different.
Yeah.
And, how to say hello in Japanese. Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
And to the Japanese listener, if I said that wrong, you may correct me. Because I'm almost certain I didn't put the emphasis on the right syllables.
Yes, it's possible. But welcome to all of our new audience members. We're still holding out for that 24 to 27, but they'll come one day.
We got to get that medium young crowd to check out what it's like to listen to old people like us.
I know. Well, one day. And I tell you though, being younger, your perceptions of things are a little different. So maybe we just are outside of whatever the hot thing is to listen to.
That's probably true. We're outside of the hotness.
Yeah. Well, and earlier, I was thinking about when I was younger, and I mean, I'm going to go even younger than 23.
Okay.
I was thinking about like teenage life and all of that, and how I think as a rite of passage, every teenage girl or angsty teenage girl goes through this period of an obsession with the occult.
Oh.
Specifically, psychics.
And lots of other stuff, but yes.
Yes.
Are you saying you had a phase like this?
I did. I really did.
Do tell.
I know it's a big surprise for you. But yeah, I did have an obsession with it. And I remember the first time I was in actually 7th grade and I had my palm read. And based on my palm reading by this psychic who was at this youth event,
for sure.
by now I'm supposed to have at least 3 children.
Uh-oh.
And married twice.
Well, sorry about the married twice thing. I hope that second fella isn't bummed out.
Yeah.
Because he probably is.
Yeah.
He missed out on something. And the 3 children, I mean, if you count dogs, you're way over 3.
Oh, I didn't think about fur children, but I remember when
Technically, there's 3 right now, if you count the animals and the human. 1, 2, 3.
But I remember thinking that was not the life I wanted. But,
I see.
That was what she predicted.
There you go.
But it didn't sound very good. And I feel like she probably told me something about money, and it probably wasn't what I wanted to hear. But I just remember the 3 children. I was like, I grew up in a house, I have a large family, but I had 2 sisters at home, and I did not want to have a repeat of 3 children in the same household. But so that was my first thing with that. And so I kind of was like, you didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. So I didn't really believe in palm reading. It wasn't one of those things that I went down. But
I like a good palm reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had them. I don't remember what I was told, but I imagine it might have been something similar, but I think it's kind of fun to engage in that kind of activity.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that only time will disprove, right?
Or prove.
It's been, but so the other thing that I've noticed a lot on, the world out there, and it could just be the timing, it could just be how my feeds are going, but psychics have been in there a lot. And for me, again, that was a big thing. I remember the Miss Cleo Call Me Now at
Call me now.
1-900 numbers. And for our younger viewers, you don't probably know this, but there were regular numbers you could call that didn't cost anything.
Those are 800s.
800 numbers. But the 900 numbers, for every minute, you had to pay a certain dollar amount.
Yeah, you did.
I knew better than to call. I always wanted to call when they were talking about the psychic hotline. I was like, oh, it was like $1.99 a minute. And I knew I had been dead. My parents would have killed me if I'd made a call like that.
Do you think there's still 1-900 phone numbers now that
this
the internet?
Is a really good question.
I'm super curious.
So I did some research.
Thank goodness.
And it's not, well, there might still be numbers, but you still can pay by the minute for psychic readings.
How wonderful.
And because I had been doing other research, you know, how the Google spies on you, it popped up this thing about fake psychics. Don't get stuck by fake psychics. Go through this psychic network.
Oh, there's a network.
Yes, that are
They're
cleared.
like vetted.
They're vetted, yes. And
that's great. How do you pass a psychic test? Now I really want to know.
Okay, so I don't know all of that, but I do have some information about how all of that works for the phone psychic call line. I've listened to some podcasts on phone psychics.
On phone specific? There's a podcast about phone psychics?
No, like Miss Cleo.
Other than ours today.
Miss Cleo, right?
Oh, okay.
And so they had like a couple of people who did that work, and they talked about it. And one of the things that, so they would get paid an hourly wage, but once their hour was up, a lot of times what would happen is they would just disconnect the call because like, I made my $15.
Oh.
Yeah. So they would try to just hold you on, and they would do things while they were on the line with folks that would be like, they would kind of buy time, like, I'm feeling the spirits and stuff like that. So to just pull out the time. Today's version, so that was like $1.99, $2.99, whatever it was. But today's version through whatever this app is, and you know what?
That's where the real psychics are.
Well, they're vetted according to them. Yeah, okay. Don't find the fake ones. No. They say they aren't the fake ones.
Go to the network.
The psychic network. Anyhow, anywhere from $4 a minute.
Whoa.
To what I saw on the top one when I was kind of done scrolling, $23 a minute.
That's the premium level?
Well, I don't know.
It must be.
Well, that was like I said, that was a minute. $23 a minute.
That's a lot.
For someone to give you the most vaguest information.
What if it's specific?
I mean,
you haven't tried it?
Should I have done that research?
Nope.
Really?
What if it was like freakishly accurate though?
So but they never are. They're purposefully vague enough. That's the entire point of it. And from what I was learning from the psychic network, people who were actually did the job there was, you know, they'd give you like, hey, these are some vague scenarios. And to get a job there, really all you had to do was be able to read from a script if needed.
Okay.
That was it.
Sure.
And follow the outline of delay. So a lot of people, now if you can take it as an entertainment item, that's one thing, you know, but I mean, a lot of people really do put a lot of stock in it. I remember also that I never called any of those, but I remember another thing that was big, and I used to actually watch the show because I want to believe in these things.
Okay.
You know that about me. I really do. I say I want to, I just don't. I'm a person who has a hard time finding the truth. But I remember we would watch the show when we first moved into our apartment. We would watch Crossing Over with John Edwards.
Crossing Over, that was it.
And he would stand and there'd be an audience and he'd sit there and he'd be like, and he would say that he was channeling dead people.
Yeah.
And he would say, I'm feeling an older man with an A. And like the audience had, you know, like there were 200 people in the audience and he'd be like, you know, just waiting to see if anyone perked up. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm feeling it over there. Do you have an older person with the letter A? And they'd be like, oh yeah, my aunt or uncle, whoever. Yeah, exactly. And so then he'd be like, yes. And they're dead. And they're like, yes. And, you know, they really, you know, he'd always be like, you know, they're proud of you or they love you. It was never anything what someone didn't want to hear, you know, ever.
Okay. I don't remember enough of the details, but
and it was
I
just,
remember watching the show.
yeah, because again,
There was also a good dramatized TV show that we watched back then.
oh, yeah.
Patricia
Arquette?
Arquette?
Yeah.
What was that called?
The Medium.
Oh yeah, and she was a psychic that worked for the cops
Yes.
or FBI or something.
Yeah. I think it was the police, and she would help
But
solve
she was the
cases.
real deal.
I mean, yeah, according to the TV show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, and for a long time, I think like the 70s and 80s, and maybe even some of the 90s, they did actually use a lot of psychic folks. However, I mean, there have been plenty of times where DNA has proven that they weren't actually accurate. But I mean, they were just throwing stones, I mean, just whatever we're going to catch. And sometimes they're right. But for this show, like I said, I've been thinking about John Edwards, and another one that was out there for a while that one of my sisters loved was Sylvia Browne. Do you remember her?
Oh, was she the one that was on the radio sometimes?
I don't know if she was ever on the radio. She probably was.
Was she like local?
No.
Sylvia?
No, she was.
I feel like that was. Was she? I think she was on like KDWB, the radio station. in town.
No, that was Spivey, Gary Spivey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, maybe every once in a while. Anyway.
Maybe she was. I don't know. But my sister really liked her. And she would also do the cold or warm readings. And since those shows existed on TV, they've proven that a lot of the like one-on-one interviews with people, they had a lot of information. So, there was a lot of cheating going on with what they already knew when they were telling people. And I think it's okay for entertainment purposes. The problem is so many people do take it, like, if they're going into it, they're taking it personally.
Yeah, but okay, so like, of course, but that's why they're there. I mean, that's like people that go to see a hypnotist or go to, like prayer or, like there's a bunch of things that people go to because it's what makes them feel like they're going to get the answers that they need.
Yeah, but when it goes into the area of being hurtful, right? Like, then I think that's a lot of times it does. If you're parting with money or you're giving information that isn't true so that you can share that, like Sylvia Browne told some woman at some point whose daughter was dead and granddaughter was missing. She's like, yep, they're both dead. 4 years later, they found the granddaughter. So Sylvia Browne has had a lot of legal troubles. As Miss Cleo had a lot of legal troubles.
Yeah. I wonder what's up with John Edwards nowadays.
I don't know. I was looking to see if he had any lawsuits out there, and there was nothing that was public. Oh. But I was doing deep research today.
I did absolutely zero.
Miss Cleo, after she was done and got all of her lawsuits, do you know what she did for a bit?
I don't.
She did not voiceover work. She did voice work for a car dealership in Florida. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and she was very beloved by the time she died. Like, she had many people. She was apparently a really good person. She just kind of got caught up in, wanting the money. And you can't, I don't know. Again, I don't necessarily blame people for doing things that if you can really, really know and understand that it's entertainment purposes. But there are so many stories about people who are just getting bilked out of like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Stop it.
No, there is.
Out of the $1.99 an hour.
No, these a lot of times be like those personal psychics where you go in and they'll say, like, I'll remove a curse from you or something like that. And then they say,
that's witchcraft.
No, it's still psychic.
That's a different podcast.
Well, okay, I won't go too far.
The psychics aren't removing curses. Let's be real.
Well,
that's clearly the witches.
Okay, I will hold off on that because that was also very interesting to listen.
And we're for sure having a witchcraft podcast.
I know we are, but I don't think that's going to be. It won't, who knows? We might one day talk about it. We might not. It's still one of those things that I have interest in. The other thing, though, is like with psychics, where people will be like, I have psychic phenomena or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I was doing, again, my research to catch the frauds because really, I just want to know about you. I want to know about the frauds and see what kind of scams they're running.
How sad and cynical.
I did try to find real ones. Guess what?
Oh, you only found people that were sharing.
But I got to tell you about this one. Did you know that Bob Barker helped expose a lie?
Okay. What did he expose?
There was a guy who said that he was going to move a page of the like Yellow Pages with his mind, And he sat there and he like thought, and and the page moved, and another thing was turning a pencil on a table. And he sat there and he thought, and there was this guy. So Bob Barker did not have gray hair. So this is a while ago. It wasn't on The Price is Right. I don't know what the name of the show is. I want to link this video to us because it's super funny. But there was this guy who had said, I don't know, for like 20 years at that point, he had a check in his pocket for $10,000 for the first person who could prove that they were doing like psychic things so that he couldn't disprove them, right? So the guy gets there. He's like, I got this check for $10,000 if you can pass my test. And so the guy was sitting there trying to move the phone book with his mind. And he's like, I got it. I'm gonna put some styrofoam down because I think you're blowing it. And he's like, I'm not blowing it. I'm not. I promise. And the dude stood there for a long time. He's like, nope, the styrofoam is messing with the energy, with the lights, and I can't do it. It was hilarious. So I want to link that. Now, don't go too far down that guy's.
That's also not
rabbit
psychic.
hole.
That's telekinesis.
Well, okay. So don't go too far down the rabbit hole of this guy, but look at that video because it's funny, and I will link it for sure. So I don't know. What are your experiences or thoughts about?
Well, I'm just glad to have a moment to speak.
Wow, so I'm excited about it. I don't know.
You did far too much research.
I did.
You also didn't complete your story about your fascination with the occult when you were a kid.
I know, because
That's
there's
okay,
a lot
though.
there.
You don't have to do that right
There's
now.
a lot there.
I mean, so here's my thoughts on psychics in general, is that because they are general and typically not too specific, and the people that go to them because they want that experience, that it's probably good and mostly harmless. There's certainly, I mean, humans have been taking advantage of other humans in all arenas of all of life for all of time. And it's not just that, it's sports, it's knowledge, it's like people, bet somebody when you actually know the answer, but you somehow manipulate them to say the other side. That's normal. I mean, there's always somebody tricking somebody into something to part them with their goods.
Yes.
For the enrichment of themselves. So I don't think that psychics fall into a special category of dark and gloomy. I mean, I think for what it's worth, it might be that, some of these folks are like, the people who sold quote unquote snake oil in the frontier times when it was really just like, sugar water or something. And
Right.
so, but I also think that much like a lot of the things that are outside of the norm of culture, of what's accepted, there is a realm of like a more spiritually motivated type of person who's maybe more connected emotionally and socially to people around them. And I don't think it's far-fetched to say that they might be doing this not for personal gain, but because they feel compelled to do something good. And they believe that they do have an ability. Maybe they don't find themselves to be powerful or anything, but, that they have this ability. And far be it for me to take that from them, because I found most of the articles on the internet that said they were charlatans. I mean, who are we to know that all of them are bad because there's been a few bad apples publicly? That's like saying that like all people who invest in the stock market are taking advantage of people because, like they're doing a Ponzi scheme. No, like there's some bad people that enrich themselves at the cost of others, but there's also lots of good that's done. So like, I think that for the most part, I would like to believe that people in any sort of work where they're working with people who want to talk about their energy and who want to talk about their past lives, or they want to talk about the tarot cards or any of that stuff. Like, here, if that's what you're into, who am I to say that any of this is wrong? Because, to your point, the answers are typically sort of vague. So somebody could be real specific and tell you you're going to have 3 kids.
Yeah.
But somebody could also say something vague, like to a young person, and say, when you get older, you'll have a relationship with somebody who will have a bunch of money. Like, the odds of that happening are actually sort of decent. Because when you're young, you're broke, right? So it's something like that. Like, or you'll meet a challenging time in the next year that will test your mettle, and you'll come out of it a stronger person. Like, sure, is that vague? Is it also accurate? Probably. Like,
I mean,
so
but that's not telling a fortune.
I understand that, but my point is that typically is what happens. And
Yes, I agree.
like they get specific about generalities. So,
Oh, what? Explain this concept to
well,
me.
it's kind of like what I just said. Like they'll say, like, it's a generality would be when you're older, you will have more money, but specifically put like a time frame or a person next to it so that there's like, there's some connection to reality while also leaving the possibility sort of open. So for me, it's like, I don't know, like I'm not opposed to the idea that there are people who aren't doing this to be underhanded, and that if there are people who feel and believe, and I have met and known many people like this who feel and believe in the truest version of reality for them, that they have a connection to another plane or a spirituality that gives them some sight or vision. Who am I to contest that? Because I'm just being a cynic. I'm not doing this based on anything that I have the concrete facts. It's like, well, facts change over time. I don't know, use Galileo as an example.
Okay, well, that's a
Right.
question of
Okay, so science, evolution happens to all things. I mean, it happens to the social world, it happens to the scientific world. So to say that we know all things based on what we currently know is sort of ridiculous because we only know what we know now.
Right, but the point of a psychic is that they know all things, like in the future.
What I'm saying is maybe they do, and your limitation is that you believe they can't because you only know what you know now.
Okay, this has gotten far deeper in a concept of what I can know in the future and what I know now.
Why don't you know the future?
Because I'm not a psychic.
Well, maybe
I'm
will
not.
be.
And I actually do think at some point maybe we could go deeper into some of those other abilities that you were talking about.
Oh, let's do it on another episode. I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, but I think overall the concept of going to a person and saying, "Tell me my future," I
still think that maybe they're telling you the truth.
Well, there's so many interesting stories out there. And I also find it kind of interesting too, when you go like any place that's super touristy, there'll always be a psychic, like, one of those psychic tables and just come on in. Cause it's,
we've seen a lot of them in New Orleans
and Salem. There's one, I mean, there's a few I can think of in, the metro area where it's like, they have this little closet or something like that. And I don't know. Well, so Luke, let me ask you a question.
Oh, and now the moment we have all been waiting for. In this corner, claiming to weigh in at 135 pounds, with eyes that just won't stop boring into my soul, is my lovely wife, Amber.
In this corner, we have Luke, who is sporting a brand new Arguing Ever After t-shirt.
Look at that, people.
Look at that.
If you're just listening, I want you to know that we have a few t-shirts and we're real excited about attempting to sell them.
Yes. And he brought that here today to help him out with... I can't read the future, but I can read the past.
Let's have you read the past.
Luke has 3 wins and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses.
I just think
this and 1 tie.
I want to just point out how messed up this is, because at one point I had 4 wins.
That's because the votes weren't finalized. Now we have just this time, because of that, because it was one of those things where we got some more votes. We're not counting. We changed the time frame on what we're counting, because if you do that math, 3 plus 5 plus 1 is 9. And we are on episode what? 11. So 10 is still out there.
Yeah.
We're not counting anything on that yet. So
maybe episode 10 will bring me 5 to 4.
Yeah.
And then maybe this one, maybe my people out there that are listening that are connected to the spiritual realm, that believe in the possibilities of things that aren't just hard concrete facts in Amber's mind. Maybe they'll vote for me. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. But Luke, let me ask you a question.
Okay, frame it.
Let's
go.
Is psychic ability real?
For sure. Absolutely. I mean, I've made quite a few points. I'm certain that I have more in the banks to let people know about. So I think there's a big difference between asking a question, is psychic ability real, and are psychics real? So my most personal connection with something like this is I myself, and I think most people I've talked to, like at some point, have had a dream, which is your live subconscious, which is scientifically proven. While you're dreaming, your subconscious creates little stories in your brain.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't remember them, and sometimes you do, and sometimes they make absolutely no sense.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. And sometimes they do make sense. And I have had premonition dreams that I have woke up and like known something was going to happen, and it did. And sometimes these involve just me, sometimes they involve other people. I mean, the number isn't huge, and it was when I was younger, and I think that part of that might be like younger people are typically in a more creative phase of life, so that could be part of it. But I would say like maybe I'm not great with memory. I would say 2, maybe 3 dreams I had where like I had a specific thing that was going to happen, and it did. Not that it was like consequential, like dude's going to get hit by a train, or like it's not something crazy like that, but you know, like maybe it was somebody's going to get together with somebody else or break up with somebody else, or somebody's going to, I don't know, get an award for some class they're in, or like, I don't know, stuff like that.
That's what you dreamt about?
Like I said, I don't remember the specifics, and it's not fair, but I do remember having these dreams, having conversations about them with people that were involved, and then having it come true, and they're like, that's crazy. And then they would be like, I also had that happen to me. And I think you even said you've had that happen to you, right?
Sure. However, you
want to hold your bullets?
No. I'll tell you.
Oh,
However,
is it going to be that you won this podcast? Because I swear to God, if you do that.
However, I think that, I mean, God, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, here we go.
And your brain is going to make things that kind of make some sense, right? Like it's just, I mean, there's at some point your dreams are going to make a little bit of sense, and it's picking up on all the cues that are around you. And again, odds, right? Like odds are that someone would win an award in your classroom.
No.
Odds are high.
Absolutely false. Stop it.
No, you can't tell me false.
You can't take away the reality that I have lived.
I'm not saying.
Just like using some straw man argument to disqualify the reality that I have literally had premonition dreams that have come true. And you're like, oh, well, just because it happened, it happened.
Well,
whatever.
Yes, I do think that this is a fair thing.
I imagine most
you don't have to like my response.
I imagine most of our viewers and listeners won't either.
You don't have to like my response.
Okay.
It is my response to what you were saying. It's not my overall question, and you wanted me to actually talk to what you were saying.
I was hoping you were going to have something more valuable than just shooting me down.
No, I just was telling you. That's how I feel about it. Yes, I have had dreams that I felt were premonitions, but they, again, you can interpret things so many ways after.
So you just disqualify your own dreams.
Yes.
I choose not to disqualify my dreams.
That's
that
fine.
happened and that became reality.
That's fine.
Also, that was one of the examples of personal connection with something like this.
Mm-hmm.
I have also had, and this, you're going to make the same ridiculous argument like, oh, you knew about the person. Like, of course I did. But I have also had like feelings like that. Maybe it's just intuitions are the right word about like whether somebody I knew like needed, like they were maybe not like in danger, like they're going to get hurt, but like they needed something like connection, or they needed to like get out of a situation they were in. And not that this is something that they would have like recently shared with me, so I'm just remembering it, but like having a genuine intuition that somebody is like, okay, there's something going on and I need to reach out and we can talk through this thing. And I've had that happen to me a bunch of times, and again have been right. So back to this, it's like where you draw the line. So is psychic ability real? I think the answer is yes, because I think it's a broader brush than just, are you Miss Cleo and is she real? So I think that you just want to jump in and bulldoze me. So I think that yes, and I think to varying strengths, like much like if you say, okay, like, can a, like, look at the strongman competitions. Can a man lift 1,000 pounds? And I actually don't watch them, so I don't know.
I've
But,
watched
like,
a few.
I feel like if you asked that question 20 years ago, the factual and correct answer would have been no, because the world record was 750
They must
pounds.
not have had steroids yet.
Oh my goodness. They didn't have steroids 20 years ago?
Did you say 20 years?
That's
I'm
cute.
sorry. I thought you said 100 years ago.
Anyways, so it's like that. So I think that could there be somebody who is like has a premonition dream or a intuitive feeling about someone else? Yes. Do I think that makes them a psychic? No. But do I think that there could be people who are more in tune with that side of themselves and of whatever it is that empowers that sort of thought, whether it's the subconscious, which is real and factual, or whether it's something else? I'm not ready to just dispense with the idea that all spirituality is incorrect. I mean, look at all the people
I'm not saying that either.
well,
whoa,
for many
sir.
people, that's where the connection comes from. So, and I'm not, and it is part of many spiritual beliefs. And I'm not saying that that's the challenge you made or that you should have to argue against it, but
Right.
but I think that many people would have this psychic ability in differing levels of strength based on how they feel and what circles they run in. So, and I think they could even be more accurate than, and intentionally accurate, than somebody who has an intuitive feeling or a dream that points them in a certain direction. I'm not that person, and maybe you're not that person, clearly, but I would not be prepared to say that out of the 8 billion plus people on planet Earth, there aren't a whole bunch of people out there with some sort of very real and strong ability to tap into that and utilize
Psychic ability.
psychic ability in an effective way. Absolutely. That's most of my argument.
Psychic ability.
Okay.
Is your argument done now?
I think so.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
You usually make me come up with something else.
No, I don't. I won't make you come up with anything else.
Mhm.
Psychic ability and intuition are two different things. So I don't think that is at all what we're discussing. Psychic ability is the ability to tell the future and things like that. Intuition is something different. Everybody has intuition. Nobody doesn't have intuition. Sometimes we have bad intuition. Sometimes we have good intuition. And again, that is based on my brain is going to work out probabilities of things that are going to happen. And this is what I see on the other side. Now, with your scenario where you're like, someone needs help or whatever, 100% it makes sense that someone like you would have that intuition of, I need to talk to this person because that's something that you care about, right? Like, it makes sense to me where you would have that, but that's not psychic ability. That's just, for whatever reason, this person popped to mind. I don't think that that's the same as psychic ability. Psychic ability, so I think that was a stretch on your argument. Psychic ability is taking...
Just want to disqualify my argument.
No, that was just part of your argument, which is not what we're discussing. Intuition, we could have a whole nother episode on intuition and whether, you have good or bad intuition. But psychic ability, to me, is a sham. Because we have not found, again, scientifically reasonable psychics. The people, when they're like Nostradamus, stuff like that, again, they're playing the odds. It's a long game. However many hundreds of years ago, this dude wrote a story and you're like, cool, I can match this up with this. It's what you're looking for. It's what you want to find. Real psychic ability, if it truly existed in today's world, why wouldn't they just do something like buy a winning lottery ticket? If you have the ability, why wouldn't you do things like that?
Well, I mean, since you asked it as a question, I'm just going to throw this out there. People that claim to be psychics, whether they're real,
claim to be psychics,
whether they're real or not, I don't think any of them claim to have the ability to read the numbers of the lottery. They claim things like speaking with the dead or tapping into the astral plane, or that's totally different than reading the lottery number.
Well, or if you're telling the future from speaking to the dead, it's really inconvenient that they won't give you that information. Now, there was a guy...
Inconvenient ghosts.
Right?
How dare you?
Super inconvenient.
So you're just saying if a ghost comes to you, you want to be like, don't tell me you miss me. What are the lottery numbers?
I would be like, what do you got for me? Why not? Prove to me that you're a ghost, prove to me with something that is concrete, like this is what I need, concrete information, not information that's vague and could be utilized for anything. I am going to go into something very briefly about also when I was younger that had to do with suggestibility of the listener for a psychic, right? When I was younger, one of the things I really liked was, or I bought into, because I wanted to dissect it. This is a lot of what my things were. I want to dissect it, understand it, so I can have it, tarot.
The tarot cards.
The tarot cards. And I thought maybe we'd have a whole episode on it, but I don't know that we can, because you and I have discussed the tarot cards.
Well, just leave enough of it on the table that maybe we could at some point.
Anyhow, so I bought tarot cards, and I learned about how to read tarot cards, which was, in my understanding, it was very vague on purpose. And I would have people a few times, I read some tarot for some people, and they did things like bought me a jolt and a cookie or whatever it was at the coffee shop, and they'd be like, this is so accurate. How do you know? And I'm like, the cards told me, but it was so vague, and I knew it would just work. And so
I want to read your tarot.
You want to read my tarot?
Or read tarot cards about you?
I'm pretty sure we did that back in high school.
I bet you we got a set of tarot cards somewhere in this house.
We might. Yeah. So anyhow, I'm just saying, like I know from that end, from the con end.
So you know how to be a con.
I'm telling you, it's all cons.
Congratulations, you're a con artist.
It's all cons is what I'm telling you. Like, it's such a vague thing that who wouldn't appreciate that? Yep, that's happened to me. Oh, I have an opportunity coming up. Who doesn't have an opportunity coming up? Oh, I have an end. Oh, who doesn't have an end? A relationship problem. Who doesn't have a relationship problem? All of these things, they're so vague on purpose. Now, I don't mind that people do it for entertainment purposes. I really don't. I think get your bag. Get your bag. It's on people a lot of times. Sometimes people want to be scammed a little. I really think that, they know what they're buying into, and they do it anyhow. It's like the 3-card Monty. You're never going to win it. But why not?
I don't think people want to go to a psychic. And you might be right about little games, but I don't think people are putting up money going to a psychic thinking, I don't know, this will be fun. They're going to lie to me.
They tell you all the time it's entertainment only. They have to.
That's
by law.
They have to legally.
And why? Because it's a shame.
No, that's just to suggest that the law is always right. I mean, again, that's a bit silly, and the law is always changing. Much like the facts are always changing.
I mean,
Pluto, that's another facts are always changing.
And we will get into some of that
we know about the universe and stars, and then we get a better telescope, and we're like, oh, we actually didn't know anything about dark matter. I understand. Quantum mechanics, all these things.
Yes, I understand all of that. But when it comes to psychics, actual psychics, I'm telling you, everything I did in my research in my own life, and in all of the research I did, anything where they're like, hey, this person, okay, there's a couple people who did some good things with it, right? Don't get me wrong. A lot of them did good things with it.
Okay.
But suggestibility is absolutely a thing. And I do believe in self-fulfilling prophecies. And if you see it, sometimes you'll make it come true. Didn't mean it was written in stone. It's because you work towards that goal.
Manifesting, we're talking about.
So, in some ways, I mean, I don't want to give it too much, but yeah.
I enjoy manifesting.
Yes. But that is not psychic ability. That's just, I saw it, I wanted it, someone confirmed it for me, so it became a thing. Confirmation bias is huge.
Sounds like you got quite a bit.
I do.
Confirmation bias into the negative and the it's fake.
Yep.
I can't wait until you're able to listen to somebody tell you a very personal story about how a psychic was right about their life and not be a dink about it.
I won't be a dink about it because it's their belief and it's their experience.
Okay, great.
And I totally...
Your dink face is strong right now.
I don't mind, and I don't ever say whatever you believe. If you believe it, it's true, right? Like, it's sure. Who am I to say it's not true? If it's true for you, it's real.
The facts for those people who believe, it is their reality and their facts.
Yes.
And so therefore, you lose.
No, I don't lose. I don't lose. The question was...
Sorry, that was a cheap shot.
You really don't... I'm just going to say, I think the amount of losses that you have is making you a little more aggressive than usual, but it's okay. I can handle it. I just
like the idea that these things are real.
I get it. I liked the idea.
Magic and witches and all of it.
I'm telling you, I'm
going to lose all of these debates when we have them because everyone's going to be like, this dude's out of his gourd.
You want the aliens.
Well,
You know, I really,
I have the
think,
Pentagon on my side.
I think I'm gonna also lose some of these because people want to believe things, and sometimes they just, again,
Belief is powerful.
belief is very powerful. My point is when I'm looking at things and it doesn't make me better or worse than anybody else, so I'm throwing that out there. I want concrete proof. That doesn't make me better or worse. What's in your heart makes it proven right or wrong to you, and that's absolutely fine. For me, I'm saying psychics are not real.
And for me, to answer the question of is psychic ability real, the
Yeah.
answer is 100%.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
You just got to lean into it a little bit, open your heart, and believe.
So I'm looking into the future, but I'm also looking into the past.
Yeah, do it.
By the time this episode is airing,
Oh, yes?
we will have already had our live show.
Wow. Your psychic ability is fantastic because that's scheduled for Saturday. So yeah, when this comes out next Tuesday, your psychic ability will have proven yourself right. And maybe that means you will have proven my argument right. How
I'm
fun.
feeling that we did.
Oh, are you being vague? We did I think we're going to do great.
I think there were some, I know that there were some laughs.
Yeah,
There was definitely some music.
for sure there's going to have been music.
There was a vote.
Oh my goodness.
And by the way, I won.
Okay, here's the deal. You're literally proving that you're a psychic. And so therefore, default, I win. Anyway, that was cute.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
And I believe that concludes our debate for the evening.
It does.
We've both made fair cases and a good point for our side.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think that means I win.
How did they vote for this, Luke?
Well, voting in the polls specifically is on Spotify in the app. You can also comment in there. We love comments and seeing them. It gives us a little
comments,
little jolt of fun energy. You can also vote through social media.
Yep.
We do count them.
We love those comments too.
Yeah, that's fun.
Even a little bit of negativity, we can handle it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
call
great.
us out. Be
Yeah.
like, you guys are a
Yeah.
couple of, well, maybe we're the
No.
charlatans now.
Yes.
I don't
I
think we
know.
are, though. We actually are doing a podcast.
Yeah, but what happens if it didn't happen? I was completely wrong. And the world
Wow.
ended before this.
That would make you incorrect.
I'd have been wrong. Oh. All right. And then also, sorry, I got off
That's
track.
okay. We get off track.
Please share this show.
Yeah, share the show. Tell your friends. Tell your friends all over the world because
All over the
now
world.
we got, I'm going to try to remember them all. We got the US, obviously. We got the UK.
Mhm.
We got Russia. We got Germany. We just added Australia across the pond, as they say.
Yep.
Wait, that's the other pond. Anyway,
That's a
and
pond.
Japan, which is across the same pond.
Big pond.
Big
Yeah.
old Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
So now we got many
places.
places all over the world and all
We
over
have
the
some
country.
states to hit.
We got to
age
get
groups.
some more states
Yeah.
and some more age groups. So
Just
tell
one.
your friends. That's what you need to do.
Yes,
Arguing
please.
Ever After the
And
podcast.
rate it. And follow.
And download it. What are all the things?
That's-
Like it.
share,
all
rate,
those.
follow.
Let's do it.
Get into it.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Wanna do